another episode of Q&A with a professional eater, and that's me, Furious Pete. On this episode, I'm going to answer 3 questions, and I'm going to get right into it. So without further ado, one of the top questions I got was, what does my daily diet consist of? You know, I really don't get fat. I'm kind of blessed by genetics, maybe. I don't know. I do take care of my diet usually. I would show you a video of every one of my meals that I usually make, but yeah, I'm too lazy to do that. So I'll show you a picture of my breakfast. So I'll show you a picture of my breakfast this morning, and voila! As you can see, I got an omelet, and then I got a bowl of cereal right there. Cereal contains some fiber 1, some milk, skimmed, and then in the omelet I have 3 whole eggs and 8 egg whites, and inside I put some couscous. I put a little bit of cheese in there, and then I put some salsa inside, and then I dabbed some sour cream on top. And then I also usually just have an apple right after, just to make sure my carbs are up. High protein and high fat, actually, because you don't really want to get hungry right away in the morning. My breakfast will vary from day to day, but I like to have maybe oats and egg whites or something like that. Always a protein source and a carb source, and some kind of healthy fat source like peanut butter. My other meals throughout the day will consist of a lean protein and a very healthy fat for the most part. You know what, carbohydrates, I'll eat them, but they really don't satisfy me as much as fat does, like, a nice juicy steak, which consists of protein and fat, or chicken and avocado. Fucking awesome. And then, I like a Greek salad with chicken and feta cheese, a lot of feta cheese, and that stuff just really, really tasty and really satisfying. I'll pasta here and there, but it's just pasta, it fills me up, but it's not that satisfying as a protein and fat source. So I do tend to have about 6 to 8 meals a day. I'm just constantly hungry, really. Every 2.5 to 3 hours, I am hungry, so I eat. It's just a natural thing within my body. My fluid intake is usually around 7 to 10 liters of water a day. And so, I'm able to flush out all toxins and stuff. Really helps me with not getting sick and all that. And then supplement wise, I do use a lot of whey protein. Well, not necessarily a lot, post workout I like it. And then every time I feel like I need a snack, I make myself stuff. And then in summer when it gets really hot, man, I definitely like to make shakes all the time, blend it up with a lot of ice and everything, nice smoothie, just really refreshing and just healthy overall, right? But you know what, I do have a good daily diet, but I also like to have fun. I go out on weekends, I get drunk with my buddies, I have, all that junk food afterwards and everything, and but as long as your diet is usually pretty good, like 80 to 90% of the time, you don't really have anything to worry about, guys. Second question, which was, what is my max bench, squat, and deadlift? Well, should I tell you what it is now or what I have done before? I'll tell you that I've benched 405 for 10 reps before, when I had an extra 15 pounds on me and I was doing nothing but bodybuilding. I'm now doing bodybuilding, powerlifting, and CrossFit at the same time. So my strength will go down in certain areas, but I'm able to move differently and everything, and I'm comfortable with that. My deadlift, my best one right now is 655. Hopefully I'll be able to go up higher than that. My squat right now, I guess my highest ever was 550. I can do probably 495 right now. And then bench, last time I did it, I got 495. So but only for 1 rep, not like it used to be at 405 for 10. But we'll get up there again, I'm changing it up all the time. My weight, I just weighed myself yesterday, which is 230 pounds. Did my body fat test over at the FIBO Expo this past weekend in Germany with bodybuilding.com, and it turned out to be 9%. I was kind of shocked because I thought I was a fat ass, and saw 9%, and I decided to go out and have a few beers and a lot to eat. That was my reward for being 9%. Those are not E numbers, those are just real numbers. Believe me or not, whatever, they're not really that. There's a lot of stronger people in the world. I do like to focus more of my attention on my deadlift rather than my bench and my squat, because I love deadlifting. That's just the way I am. Everyone has their favorite movement. Alrighty, the last question. Do I throw up after eating contests? Well, the answer to that question is quite simple. The answer is sometimes. Now, you know what? We got to remember that eating competitions are a job. You're going there and you're not eating it for the sake of eating. You're eating it for the sake of sport. You're eating it to eat as much as humanly possible as fast as you can, and you want to make sure that you're going to beat the competition, so you do whatever you can. If you're going to feel sick at the end, that's okay. That's okay with this sport. You don't want to feel sick during, but afterwards, if you feel sick, you do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel better afterwards. I mean, all competitive eaters are like that. If they feel sick, they feel sick. I mean, most of the time, whenever I'm eating a solid meat product, I feel fine afterwards. I mean, it's just a nice base for drinking, to be honest. However, the really saucy and creamy foods, man, you just do not feel good afterwards. I mean, little amounts is fine, but if you're eating like 10 pounds of really saucy food in 10 minutes, plus all that water, there's a lot of movement in your stomach, and you do not feel good. Plus, you won't really be able to drink too many beers when that happens. So, you do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel better. And alright, that concludes this episode of Q&A with a professional competitive eater, FuriousPete. So, like always, write your questions below, and the top 2 or 3 questions will get answered in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for subscribing, liking this video, and just thanks for being a fan. Really appreciate it. Your support is amazing. See you next time, guys.